Hi, I'm Tom Plusinski from BMW Group Classic US.
Hi, Tom. I actually saw a video of one of these running recently, and it sounded so interesting.
An M3. This is one of 3 in the world, and it's an E46 M3 GTR from 2001. A lot of subtleties on it. It's not something that...
I like how the front bumper is it's like the race car, but it's narrow body, and it just sticks out further.
As we look at this car, we'll see what's really special about it.
Does anyone make that street car, like the street version spoiler? Does anyone make that?
So what we have is an E46 M3, a very special engine under the hood that we'll show you in a minute, some very careful and subtle body panel differences, finishing off with a spoiler at the rear and a wing at the rear of the car, all to make the M3 GTR homologated for racing in the US and the world.
It's subtle, it's cool. Like, I feel like if they sold a version of this, granted, now that we know that the engine is just an IndyCar engine, I don't know how the hell you would make that properly streetable for normal people.
We needed a car that would be competitive. It was determined that the 6-cylinder in the E46 M3 would not be sufficient to be competitive in the group.
Which is crazy, because those P54 engines made like 400 something horsepower, I want to say, like maybe high 300s at the lowest, but definitely 400 something. And that still wasn't enough, so they were like, put a V8 in it, add some cylinders.
BMW went to the ACO and the FIA, the sanctioning bodies.
Should I do a dog box in my car or a sequential? That is not an easy choice to make.
And asked if they could apply the same waiver to us as they had applied to another competitor. They said...
What competitor was that? What competitor got a waiver that wasn't BMW? That's news to me.
As long as we offered it on the market on 3 different continents, made a few, and a few was kind of nebulous, and we had the parts in the parts fiche, brochure, and listed a retail price for the car.
What was the retail price?
Parts fiche.
What does it say? I hope he says what the retail price was.
We had the part.
I also like how the M3 GTR street version has only the inner hood vents and not the outer ones.
And finally, this car behind us, or one of its sisters, was first shown to the public at Petit Le Mans in October of 2001 at the race.
Man, I feel like replicating this would be kind of cool too.
You may be asking the question, well, why go to the trouble of doing a V8 powered M3?
Why is there no M3 badge? No up badging allowed, it's not a real M3.
Really what's special on the E46 M3 GTR is what's under the hood. So let's open it now. And there you have it, the P60 4-liter V8 flat.
Which, it's weird. When you look at the E46 M3 GTR street version engine bay, it looks nothing like the race car. This looks like an E46 M3 with an S62 swap. Low resolution picture. So if we look at this, and the engine cover, it's super similar. Like, this weird shape is the same as this S62. It's very similar. Like, the whole manifold looks similar. Like, even down here, it looks the same. And then you can only tell the differences here because you can see, like, all of this stuff. Whereas here, it's pretty different. So if you wanted to do an E46 M3 GTR build and have the engine bay look similar, using the S62 makes more sense.
Lots of torque, lots of horsepower, lots of vibration. But it is the true race engine in a street car. Detuned to about 350 horsepower. Some of the other things you'll notice in
350 horsepower. Okay. I mean, that's only like 20 horsepower more than the standard E46 M3. That's hilarious. Like, if they sold these as street cars to the public, people would tune them and realize they have a lot left to give.
It was developed over a period of just 1 year, so this had to happen very quickly, and it was the race engineers that worked on this as well.
Wow.
But there are a few subtle clues that people in the know will know immediately make this a GTR. First, you have the vents on the hood here. Now, each of the three cars that still exist,
And they're carbon fiber too. Like they're real carbon, unlike the race car.
this is a different nose and splitter, and it's very similar to the one that was used on the race car. So it has the same design of it, and it goes underneath the car as well quite a ways. So it gives underbody flow characteristics that are better.
Neat.
If you walk down to the side of the car, really there's not that much that is different. If you know the E46 M3,
Well, there is the carbon fiber roof.
if you know the E46 M3 very well, you'll notice that the tires are quite far in the arches, and the body is quite a bit lower than a normal E46, but it's very subtle and very difficult to see for most people, especially if you don't have the two cars side by side.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never actually noticed that before. I'm learning. It does have the 19-inch wheels. You can tell right away.
Really, the big difference at the rear would be the wing. There's a little lip spoiler in carbon fiber underneath the wing, and then the rear fascia is completely different than the normal E46 M3.
It's got like the flat under tray, but it's got cutouts for the exhaust tips.
These days, we're used to seeing carbon fiber roofs on M cars, but this was kind of unique back in the day. The first M3 to have a carbon fiber roof was the M3 CSL. This car also has the carbon roof. Something you're used to today, but it was unique in its era.
That's pretty cool. The CSL, maybe I should add the CSL to the list. The CSL is a pretty cool thing. And since my E46 M3 is far from stock now, that would be a cool car to keep in stock condition. Because BMW did such a good job engineering that car, you can't really make it better. Well, you could make it faster. I don't know, I'm willing to modify anything, I guess.
Unfortunately, you can't buy a GTR aluminum hood or a front fascia for your E46 M3. It'd be nice to be able to do that. I think the aftermarket's kind of figured out how to make it, but unfortunately from BMW, you cannot buy original parts.
At least he isn't going, we're not a fan of the aftermarket. He acknowledges the aftermarket, and he's like, the aftermarket can do it. BMW just won't do it. I kind of respect that. I'm probably making a mountain out of a molehill here and extrapolating it. That was just one statement, I guess. That's not probably his entire view on the situation, but it sounds like he's not against the aftermarket and all the replica kits out there.
First thing you notice when you open the door of the GTR is the sill plate that says M3 GTR on it. And
I want that sill plate so bad. I will fight you for it. That's so cool. Like, even like the font and stuff. I do have this logo as like a PNG file, a very low-res PNG file, that I'm going to put on the wing end plates on my car so that it looks somewhat official.
And then you see these nice shell bucket seats here that are proper race buckets with an FIA sticker on them.
Oh, they're Recaros! I've never seen these seats up close before. That is so cool. What? That's useful information to know. That's so cool. Can I have that steering wheel with no buttons on it? That's kind of neat. Also, look at the interior. They've got the ZCP cubed aluminum interior. Like look at this. So it's E46 ZCP cubed interior. Like, that's what that looks like. It's super neat. Aluminum cube. Like, I want to do this in my car. Like, have this interior. Like, I think that's pretty legit. Like, I even have it in my spreadsheet. Oh no, this is the sponsors spreadsheet. Current parts list. Here we go. So we've got a link here, but here's the interior trim stuff. Now, the stuff in this M3 GTR,
Which is an interesting point.
it looks like it's a dark color cube interior. Maybe I need to do the dark color. The black cube. Maybe I should just do the black cube. Because there's Schwartz, and then there's black. It'd be a cool detail, right, you guys? It would make it so authentic.
This engine is a high revving V8. It shifts very nicely. It's a very tight gearbox, but it vibrates a lot because it is flat plane crank, and so it operates like two Siamese 4-cylinder engines, and so you feel the vibrations in the car.
Well, I mean, if you're a girl, that's totally fine.
And very different than your normal E46 is if we look in the rear seat, there is no rear seat. So
I should do that at some point. That's pretty cool too. I mean, that would also just be good for storage if I just set it up for storage instead.
I open the trunk, you can see there's a few changes in there as well.
Got some bracing. It looks like it's not carbon fiber, which is neat because the CSL is.
The structural piece in the rear of the car that is meant to strengthen the rear subframe and rear axle area. It reduces your luggage capacity or limits how you can get things to the front part of your luggage.
I mean, as an E46 M3 owner, this is still plenty of space. I don't know why you would ever need more.
It's 350 horsepower in the street version. In the race version, we have 500 horsepower. And
really? I thought it was more. That's one thing that I could never really get right, is that I kept getting conflicting reports on the horsepower. Is it? It's just 500 horsepower. Let me look something up. Okay, I'll follow that. That's interesting. Because there is a possible engine swap that you guys have been shouting at me to do with this car for a while. And if we're trying to be accurate, it wouldn't be a bad choice. Okay. We'll follow up when it comes up later.
Included in that.
The VIN is right there. Brother in Christ, why are you showing us the VIN? I want to know what the VIN is. So bad. This video was 4K. I feel like you could figure out what the VIN is from this video and be like, you can go to like a BMW parts department and have them put in a VIN. Because things I've done before, there's two things I've done before at BMW parts departments in the US is I've given them a CSL VIN, and when they put it into the system, it gets recognized as valid, but then it's like, these parts are unavailable, these are blacklisted, you can't have them here. And then I'll be like, well, here are the parts numbers for CSL headers. Like, can you verify these part numbers for me? And they're like, they're real BMW numbers, but you can't order them. I've never seen this before. I was trying. I mean, as the service advisor was like, what the f? Where did you get these part numbers from?
So in total, there were 10 cars made, 7 of which were development cars, and those are no longer in existence.
Ah, so that's where my information is getting a little funny. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure they made more than 3 street cars. But I must have been thinking of like development cars and stuff when people didn't specify the difference between like production, race, development, and all that stuff.
And it was a difficult decision for BMW to end the streetcar program. But because we weren't racing anymore, it really didn't make sense to continue with the streetcar. So the whole project ended, the cars were put in the warehouse, and that was the end of it.
I wonder why they didn't try to continue it using the S62. Is it just because the S62 was heavier as an engine? Because with the S62, you could have more than 1,000 engines because of your E39 M5 production. And you'd have more torque anyways because of it being cross-plane. And then you could have, it'd be a lot easier to make production cars maybe? I imagine they probably thought of that but decided against it anyways. Because I guess they didn't want the M5 and the M3 to be too similar. No one's ever told me before. And I'm pretty sure the people, I know people who would know the answer, but I probably would never be able to actually tell you why they made that decision myself, because I'd imagine my NDA is still valid just because BMW, especially in Germany, would not want me making any information public that is currently private. Because I was basically told, because I've been told things before about these cars that have become public information since it's been told to me, but I was told I couldn't share it until after BMW made the choice to divulge it.
But that is the end of the M3 GTR, never to be seen again until it came back as the car you start with on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which you immediately lose in their first Hot Pursuit chase, and you
oh God, I'm that guy. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Didn't Schnitzer make a very similar spoiler? E46 M3. Oh God. E46 M3 Schnitzer spoiler. Yeah, so they made a similar trunk spoiler. Yeah, there we go. That's honestly really similar. It's really similar. So if you were to do like a GTR street car replica, the AC Schnitzer spoiler, honestly, is the way to go. It's very similar. It's not exactly the same. I don't think there's a body kit, is there? Yeah, there's no way. Hey, my video's coming up here. That's funny.
The exhibit runs until July of 2026, but if you want to see the GTR street car, you need to come before December because unfortunately, this one will need to go back to Munich before the end of the year. My name is...
Well, okay, so that's okay. I can go and see the museum and see the race car. I've already missed my chance to see the street car. That's okay. I should take the M3 race car to the museum and go and see the real race car. That's something I should do. Duh.
From BMW Group Classic USA. Thank you for joining me on this tour of the GTR. Hopefully you have a...
Thank you, Tom. All right, I'm going to go get ready to get my kids, and when I have another chance, I will resume recording.